Wizards of the Coast have been printing better and better vampire cards. We got a bunch onto Arena with Shadows of Shit Remastered. We got a couple of sneaky editions, obviously the Innistrad Midnight Hunt and Crypt of Vow sets, but the most recent edition, and I think one that actually brings us to critical mass, is Markov Baron. 2 and a black for a 2/2 Vampire Noble, has Convoke so you can tap creatures to help play it. Lifelink, other vampires you control get +1/+1, and then also has Madness, which you can combine with the Convoke ability, and you can Madness for 2 and a black. So if you discard it, you can pay 2 and a black, either by tapping creatures, paying the mana. We have a bunch of things to kind of like enable that, but let's kind of start at the bottom. We have our 1-mana vampires, because obviously one of the nice things with Markov Baron is because you can Convoke it, means that you incentivize to play a lot of 1-drops. They are quite good. Knight of the Airborne Legion is a pretty classic, mono black aggro card, black for a 1/2, 3 mana, give it +3/+3 in Death Touch, and then at the beginning of your round, instead for the player lost 4 more life this turn, and put some counter on it. Scales pretty well. Obviously it gets bigger when your opponent's taking damage. You can threaten to pump to kill a lot of different things. We have Insolent Neonate. Red for a 1/1. Has Menace, which is quite important for enabling some of our other cards, because actually getting in damage is important for the deck. And then it has the discard a card, sacrifice the ability to draw a card. Obviously enable some of our Madness stuff, but honestly you don't find yourself activating it that often. Then we have Voldaren Apicure. Has been a bit of a staple in things like Red Black Sacrifice. Red for a 1/1, ETB, deal 1 damage to opponent. Again, another way to enable having dealt damage. And then you create a blood token, you can then use that blood token to, you know, cash in some of your mana cards, get some extra card advantage, etc. So we've got our 12 1-drops, and then we've also got Fatal Push here, just kind of best 1-mana removal spell in the format to kind of help us out. Then, 2 things start getting a bit more interesting. Vampire Socialite. Black-red for a 2/2 with Menace. Whenever it enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, put up a +1 counter on each other vampire you control. And then as long as an opponent lost life this turn, each other vampire you control enters the battlefield with a counter on it. So you attack with your like 1-drops, or if you play it later on in the game, some of your 2-drop stuff, you dealt some damage, play it, buff your team. But then also, if you've dealt damage and it's in play, then it buffs the creatures you're playing. It's a really nice addition. So they came out in Innistrad, but we've just not had enough vampire tools. But again, I think we're finally there. Fear Vampire is an interesting one you might not expect to see here. 1 red for a 1/2, has Trample. At the beginning of combat in your turn, you may discard a card. If you do, it gets +3/+0 until the end of the turn. It's the best card we have at putting pressure on our opponent early. It puts a ton of damage out, and combined with some of our Lord effects and other things, really powerful, and obviously we're trying to discard Madness effects, which we will get to. Stromkirk Condemned. We already have a couple of vampires we talked about. We've got Markov Baron, we've got Vampire Socialite. Stromkirk Condemned is one that comes down, and then also you get to do Madness things. Black for a 2/2, simply discard a card, vampires you control get +1 turn to turn, pumps your entire team, lets you put out some insane amounts of damage. Asylum Visitors, this is the first one of my Madness cards. It came through, it was in Jumpstart, but I think it was also reprinted in Shadows Remastered. 1 and a black for a 3/1. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, if that player has no cards in hand, you draw a card and lose a life. So it triggers off your opponent's stuff as well if they run out of cards, but generally, because we're discarding our cards to kind of get them into play, then we can kind of get this online, and it gives us a nice card advantage engine. Obviously has mana for 1 and a black. Nice. So with the blood tokens, you're going like, alright, you get to discard this, play it, and then also get a card, so you're kind of like +1. Obviously with Fury by Vampire, you're getting to pump it. More other things, obviously, Stormkirk and then you're going to pump it, but then also provides a lot of card advantage. The other Madness effect here, along with Markov Baron, which we've talked about already, again, we've got a bunch of things we want to discard out of. Stormkirk Occultist. 2 and a red for a 3/2 with Trample. Deals the common damage to player X, top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play that card, and then has mana for 1 and a red. Occultist and Asylum Visitor give you some nice kind of like go late grind options in terms of card advantage, and just be able to get some more spells to play and kind of help round things out. Gives you a pile of things to discard that you don't mind discarding, getting some extra advantage off of while you beat down with Fury Blade Vampire, while you power up some of your early stuff. This doesn't necessarily look that powerful, but I assure you, you can put out a ton of damage. We're going to have a look at that in some ranked games in a moment. The mana base is like fairly straightforward. One of the things with vampires, you get Voldaren Estate. There's a land, Tales of Colorless, or you can pay a life to cast a vampire. Well, gives you 1 mana of any card to cast a vampire. 5 tap, create a blood token, and then that gets cheaper for each vampire you control. So if you swarm the board a lot, you can put a pile of blood tokens into play with this. We've got 4 Blood Crypt, 4 Bloodset Pathway, 4 Black Cliffs, kind of standard rare lands. Sulphurous Springs, like kind of the Voldaren Estates replacing the 2 of these, and then 1 each of our Manlands, Den of the Bugbear and Hive of the Eye Tyrant, and then Attack Anima and a Sekenza to kind of round things out. I've not actually played a ton of games with this sideboard. I'm going to showcase some Best of 1 Explore games, which is something I don't generally typically do, but I will show you what my sideboard looks like in a minute. 4 copies of Thoughtseize, the mono green, combo decks, all that kind of stuff. Control, take the cards away. A Braid, obviously, I wanted to do an extra removal spell we can bring in versus Greasefang, also doubles down against some of the aggro decks. This is aggro. One of the nice things about playing all vampires is you get to play Vampire's Vengeance. Vampire's Vengeance deals 2 damage to each non-vampire creature, and you get to create a blood token. So really, really solid. Lets you play a bit of a board wipe while keeping your stuff alive, which is awesome. 2 copies of Obliterating Bolt, fairly straight up. These are largely for green, getting rid of troll and problematic opponents that way, having more answers for elves and that kind of thing. More interaction is nice. And then we have a couple of Unlicensed Hearses versus Greasetank. So these kind of come in alongside a Braid there. Then some Planeswalkers kind of round out with some more miniature control decks. 2 Sorens, obviously. Hey, we're playing vampires. But yeah, you can make vampire tokens, or you can just plus and draw cards. Obviously the vampires, we've got a bunch of ways to buff and kind of help out a lot. Then also, Liliana is an interesting one because the +1, obviously we've got a bunch of Madness cards, and so we can kind of get some additional value out of that, or our opponent has to discard honestly. You get to be a little dishonest with how we discard cards here, and it's really nice, really nice, really nice. I love some ranked games. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. I really, really appreciate it. But this deck is definitely this deck is awesome, super, super fun. I wasn't necessarily expecting it. I was like, I'm going to try Markov Baron, and we'll see how it goes. But this has been surprisingly competitive. This was actually really, really good. And so yeah, you can see that in the ranked games. Let's go. All right, first match in with the deck. Normally I don't play a ton of best of 1 for this video because I've been testing it mostly in best of 1. Stick there. I haven't posted best of 1 content in quite a long time. So if you want to see more of that, let me know. But I did a poll like a little while back, and most people are more interested in best of 3. I'm making one exception here. But yeah, I did include a sideboard, so hey, I think it is very solid. It's been the play here. Have a reasonable start. Have a couple of options here on turn 2. Basically, they've led with planes. They're not going to have good instant speed removal, like maybe a March. Which means I'm kind of wanting to play this, and then get the Markov Baron on our next turn, and then lead later on with the Socialite. That being said, if we think they have a 2-drop, like if we think this is an aggro, this is like quite aggro. Maybe we're going to get the Socialite in now, and then get these down. But the Fury Blade Vampire also helps enable this, so I think this is fine. We don't actually play it pre-combat, but hey. You know what our opponent does. Green, white. Okay, angels means we need to put them away pretty quickly. Or as soon as possible. So what I'll do... I really want to play this post-combat, really. Or maybe next turn. We'll just got the Baron here. I'm going to cast this Convoking. But we need to actually make sure we've got damage on the board. It's possible to go like make these and Vampire Socialite, but not while triggering this. And this way we also get to power up our Knights. We get to, you know, stack up a bunch of damage ready to go over the top. See what they actually make. Apparition probably takes the Markov Baron. That's okay. I don't think it can threaten to block this. I wish we had a way to enable this straight up. Maybe we hold this off for a turn. Make... This still tramples. We get a 3/3 back. To be fair. This is very much a damage race. Yeah, because they still take 6 here. Go to 6. We get a 3/3 back. We get to make our Socialite. It triggers these. They trigger end of turn, and then we'll have a failed push up. In case they try some weird Bishops of Wing stuff. They're not having any of it. Alright, nice. Oh, that was super fast. On to the next game. Alright, match number 2. Yeah. So, triple 1-drop hand. Slightly awkward because one of these isn't black, so we can't actually get the Markov back. Well, we can get it down on turn 2, but we need to jump through some hoops. It's very strong though. We'll have blood tokens to loot through with the Stormcloak Cultist later. I'm gonna go ahead and lead with an epic here. Because this way, the nice thing about this is that your opponent's like, oh, you're playing Sacrifice. Obosh is interesting. There's a couple of new Obosh builds I've seen actually. Let's see what they're actually up to. Black green. This is actually damage, isn't it? I was like playing odd elves. Shame in the pack up, which does not work how you want it to be. Alright, so here's like a here's the kind of do our thing a bit more. We'll play this on red given the hand, though it's a little awkward. And then we can either go 1 drop, 2 drop, and then look to drop this next turn. I think we just want to accelerate as fast as possible. Get this to play now. We'll convoke it in. Alright, cool. This way we can actually use the instant unit to attack with. Maybe should have made this instead of the epic here. This is a hard giveaway that we're not just playing. No, okay, I should have realized this. Yeah. This is obviously fight rigging. We do have sadly no, I'm just gonna get rid of the neonate that we still have lying around. Alright, drawing and stacking is actually great. But okay. We'll go ahead and play this out. We'll shoot the creature down. Come back across. New shakedown heavy. How do you feel about this? Let's untap. Don't think I just want to straight up leave one of these away. I have an occultist. I like that was low, but it's not like low. This having menace is big. Let's see. 6, 4. The powers when he's up. I would assume that they have fight ring in hand. I'm just going to put an occultist in play. The nice thing about occultist is trample, so he tramples to the elves. Obviously the shakedown heavy is going to want to block the like Markov Baron and kill it. Whatever. Cast this. Do we actually draw? Land. Okay. Again, we can make this attack. I don't think it's worth it all. Can't try to kill this. Okay, let's see. See what they have coming back the other way. Yeah, I should probably have played the Instant Nino over the second epic here, but it's hard to make that decision. Alright, this is going to give them a big life total buff, but if they attack, I'm definitely not blocking. I guess that's fairly obvious. I'm definitely not untapping it and giving them the cards. Okay. Alright, new epic is actually really nice. So in that case, let's just this turn go enable socialite. The thing here is that then now these are all pretty sizable. They have life gain up with the 8 henge, but we want to really make them some blocks. Ow. So this is obviously 5 and we can play stuff off of it. We don't want to swing with this. At this point I am kind of happy trading one of these into the shakedown heavy to get some extra damage through. We'll see. They have this to gain life. They are going to block the occultist. I wonder if they have anything to stop the shakedown heavy dying. Or maybe they'll have enough stuff to untap. Alright. Pushing a epic here is what we want, for sure. We get the occultist trigger, because we did trample over for 1. They're going to need a couple of life. Alright, Asylum Visitor unfortunately is going to go bye-bye. Given that we have a strong occultist that we already want to discard to this, I think we're happy to play the land out. Also means if we draw into like an Asylum Visitor or something like that. Looking good. They have this, they go up to 7 automatically. Ooh, Symbiosis is interesting. This is an ETB trigger, right? Yeah. Oh, this is still lethal attack. Elf. I think that changed the math enough. I can block 2 of these. Hey, so Kenzen to the rescue. They block here, they block on a 3/3. You can't block that. How that works. That was tapped. Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good. So you come through for 8. Woohoo. Nice. Alright, next match. Nice little streak we're building up. We gotta play 2 or 3 more. We'll see if we have a long one. This is pretty solid. 1 drop into Stromcut Condemned is going to be fairly good most of the time. Like, both of these are fairly good on 2, especially if you've got a manless card that you want to discard on turn 3. But, what is the matchup? Deck does struggle into some things. Obviously, the Explorer and Pioneer as well actually has this weird thing where pretty much anything can win on the play. Well, that's not right. That's not how I know about that. But we'll come in for 1 here. I think I make the Fury Blade because that's the most. Is that the most damage? 2, 3, 4. Yeah. The other one I can't cast. Let's help ourselves a little bit. Alright. So, they've got Spikewood Hazard Mountain, but Reckoner Bankbuster screams black-red to me still. Even with the start. It could not be. It could also be... Oh, gosh. Alright, well, that is tough. Move to combat. I'm going to discard an Occultist here. Get 1 to play, we can start accruing some value. Submit. Yeah, thank you. And this out. Yeah. What I mean is it's not... I'm not saying any deck can win on the play. It's more that even in a bad match... Like, decks have obviously good amount of matchups. In a bad matchup, if you're on the play, you're still likely to... I don't know. It's a very blanket statement I've practically seen here. But... I'm like, is that true for the format? I feel like it is. Like, even when you're favoured, like, hey. Play draw's that huge. Todd Anderson, Tandy, actually has a really, really good thread on this. If you're interested. It's kind of about not getting to losing in the format, but yeah. It's obviously more focused on Pioneer, but they're almost the same. Alright, alright. I think this is match number 4. Ooh, okay. Well, not the one-liner we're looking for. This is okay. We'll obviously put a strong Condemned back. 3 is a little overkill. Realistically, you want to draw 1, but hey. Excuse me. That's okay. We still even here have, like, on our like mulligan to 6, a fairly strong start. We get to go Neonate into Stromcut Condemned into Silent Visitor, which is, you know, a decent amount of damage. So Gigantha, a couple of things. I have a 5-color Elementals deck with Gigantha I'm working on. Could be Boats, which is what this appears to be. Or the other deck that it's really probably Gigantha deck is the Red-White Heroic deck. Okay. That's on the black side. Gonna make my attack. I don't really want to pitch any cards this turn. We'll get the Stromcut Condemned to play. Alright. Yeah, red-green monsters, red-green boats. Somewhere along that round lines. I do like a super, like, red-green value deck with some invasions and into the wilds that I was messing around with recently. I might record a video on. Let me know if you want to see it, because not normally the most popular kind of stuff. Let's put the knight into play here. And then we'll make some attacks. I kind of expect them to have a stomp, but okay, we'll see what actually happens. We'll go ahead and activate with the Disciple Visitor. We're also nearly at 0 cards in hand, so we're nearly at the point this can start drawing us cards. I do fully expect this to get stomped, but I think that that is okay. And we have a 2. Sadly not triggering the knight, but we can live with that. Yeah. The Lost Threat token is annoying for the Neonate, but that's not unreasonable. We have an activation on the knight too, essentially. And depending on what we draw, obviously we can cut this card. Pick here. Maybe we just want to go now. Trying to cure a bit of a board state. They're still on 3 mana, so this feels okay. But when they get up to Sky Silver mana, this starts to look a lot worse for us. Because they can pick up a couple of creatures at a time. Oh well, one creature. Yeah. When they get active, it starts shooting down things very quickly. We've got a decent amount of filtering. Some card advantage going on. Damaging use, got a creature to eat. Not the end of the world. Wouldn't mind drawing a Fatal Push. So we've got the Assigned Visitor triggers going on. The nice thing is if they get down to 0 cards and this is live, it triggers on both. Ooh, that's really nice with Epicure. Just keep going wide. I think that's the way to do this. Let's take a loot. We can also threaten an attack here, but we want to really expand our board. Because this deck's not like particularly going to go wide. Like, next time they're going to make a Bone Crusher Giant. Probably. This also gets to actually attack, which I think is worthwhile. Let's do that. I'm going to say go for now. Go wide vampires. Triggering a Silent Visitor on like back-to-back turns is tough to be. We aren't going to decline this. Excuse me. That's fine. Gotta be a bit careful. I expect them just to eat here with the Scavenging Ooze. That's fine. Obviously, Chariot also lets them catch up in terms of things on board. We have a few different like Lord effects to put over the top between Got Condemned things. There's the Bone Crusher Giant. So, what do we draw here? Training creatures is also a little awkward with the Scavenging Ooze in play. They're gonna get ahead. Ooh, well this is pretty solid. Might make a bit of a weird attack. 1, 2, 3. We could discard the Socialite as well if need be. I want the Socialite damage, but Alright, I want damage to trigger the Socialite. I'm gonna discard this. I'm just trying to work out how I want to tap. Do this attack here. And we want to think about whether we want to make another attack. The other thing is that we're not really gonna... We're not even that forced to go all in on it, I guess. 15, because we can pump this right now. This can get double blocked for free, but they're taking a bunch. Taking enough that I'm happy about it. Let's see what happens. We have a few different tricks. So we can also discard the Stromkirk and then also activate the knight. At the minute, this is trampling through, which is good enough to activate here. Let's think about what other attacks are going to make. This gets Death Touch and kills both of those. I'm going to take that. So here at the moment, they're going to take 2 damage here. They're going to take 2 here. And currently, this is enough damage to kill the knight, but I could pump I pump this 6-5, but then I also activate this. We keep the Knight of the Ebon Legion, which I think is decent. It gets trade. Yeah, because it gets both their creatures off. Yeah, screw it. The other one doesn't survive. We get a couple of extra points of damage in. This grows permanently, but we largely get to clear their board. They can gain some life back with scavenging use, but we have a massive numbers advantage on them. Mitigated somewhat by the chariot, but at least now they're not. They did also hit a couple and go to number 5 for the Sky Sovereign, which is, you know, a little awkward. Here are one of these now. Again, we can get the thing going. They're on 9. They can crew up here. We have this to activate. This to activate. This to activate. I kind of like these attacks. They trade with everything. This also attacks as a 4/4. They're on 9 actually, I think. They can block 1, 2, 3. They're just dead, right? I think so. If they crew up, they're definitely dead. I'm confident in that one. Alright, alright. Well, I think that's number 4? Is that number 3, 4? Yeah, we've not dropped a game yet. Like, I might just play till we lose. Though, yeah, we'll see. 24 no. I think this is fine. This makes red mana for our vampires. We only have black other spells. So, okay. Costs some life though. This does appear to be a red-white heroic, which has the potential to be a little tricky. What's our route to win here? I think we still want to lead with a knight. This we want to hold to activate this later on. We don't have a insane turn 2 here. Really, you want one of the discard outlets on turn 2. But okay. Rare point where the Eliminator of so does not have any protection on it. This is a little awkward because I do actually want to get this token. Need to loot through for more lands. I think maybe I just make both the 1-drops. And then next turn we have a... Like, worst to worst, we can loot this away for a time. Yeah, it's great with the Socialite, but... Okay. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. And then from their perspective, they're going to get to kind of go off this turn with the Virtuoso. We really need to get on the board quickly. They only have 2 lands, so I'm fine saying no blocks. They could have the +4/+0 and trample. Okay, no. So that was like the worst, essentially. They're gonna get to double spell here. So Defiant Strike. Obviously have non-land cards to discard to the connive ability. You'd think, given they've got 5 cards in hand. We'll see, we'll see. Alright, yeah, they've got a second in Virtuoso. They feel pretty confident this was sticking around. Maybe they have a God's Willing or something like that to protect. Defiant Strike. Then again. This is the one-more combo. The actual best thing about playing this deck is that you get to discard Homeward Courage to the Virtuoso and feel great about it. Alright, they did have another land actually, but maybe they drew into that. So from our side, we're at 5. That's the first thing. If you have a way to activate this, this is still going to cost a lot of life. Probably where the little win streak ends. We know that they have Homestead Courage. You don't know if they've got any trample protection effects. It'd be good to leave a black and a red blocker blank. Try and give us a little leeway. Yeah, we only have one actual line here. Not great. We'll see, we'll see. This grows our board a little bit. We want to put a jump blocker in front of Virtuoso and try and gang block the Swift Spear. It doesn't look reasonable, to be fair. But maybe we can get to something. But this is why we play Fatal Pushes in the main deck. Less. Yeah, that's pretty great. And plenty of spells. We know they've got the Homestead Courage, that's just a case of whether they have like a trample or protection effect. They fought the black creature down, so they only need protection from red now. Enter the scoop phase. Oh, that's a Homestead Courage, not God's Will, okay. Still a chance. So it's looking like we're gonna have to double block these. Another Homestead Courage in the graveyard. Fully in the combo mode. Ancestral Anger will do that. Right, well. It's been a good time. I hope you've enjoyed it. Rakdos Vampires. Deck is actually super sick. Very fun and pretty swag too, if I ignore that. Cut the last bit. Cut the last bit for the recording. Anyway, if you enjoyed, please do like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching. Peace out.